Hello and welcome back to CEO.CA's Inside the Boardroom. Today we're with Ewan Mason, President, CEO, and Chair of Star Diamond, ticker symbol DIAM on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Ewan, thanks for being here today.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Great. So let's start us off with a 30-second overview of Star Diamond.
Sure. Star Diamond's been around for about 30 years. We have the largest undeveloped diamond deposit of high purity in the world, located about a couple of hours east of Prince Albert. The project's being developed on an ESG compliant basis and likely in partnership with local Indigenous community. And certainly Canadian diamonds are conflict free and will certainly be of interest to people around the world.
So the company recently reported a substantial increase in estimated mineral resources for your Star Orion South Diamond Project. Can you tell us what went on behind the scenes to produce these results and also the technical people that were involved?
Sure. Listen, well, the short story is when Rio Tinto, our former partner, decided they were going to move on to different metals, weren't interested in diamonds anymore, we realized we had to find a way to accelerate the development of the project. And thanks to all the work they had done, we were able to add their data from drill holes and trench cutter holes and sampling to our existing data and focus on mining Orion South pipe first, which is a much shallower overburden proposition. This meant that we will be able to get into production, breaking ground within 3 to 5 years. So, consultants all over, Australia, the UK, and North America were involved in this. Our own Nelson Caroon, a diamond specialist internally, basically remodeled our diamond pricing strategy. And today we've ended up with this incredible result, which means we're only, as I mentioned, 3 to 5 years away from breaking ground.
Fantastic. And I've also read that with these results, there's no additional bulk sampling required. How come and why is this good news for your investors?
Well, the how come is a scientific explanation, which is best given by scientists. But to be honest with you, the fact of the matter is the extra data that we got from Rio Tinto, the statistical analysis that we did, allowed us to basically understand the Orion South deposit better than before. And even though we have a smaller sample size on it, we're able to move it into the indicated resource category, which means it will be mineable under our feasibility study. The whole rationale with doing this is to accelerate the program. And at the end of the day, Rio Tinto had said to us, we think it's probably going to cost $500 million to do a bulk sample. We're not going to do one because we're a big company, but if you were going to do it, that's what it would cost you. So we've avoided this amount of money of an expenditure, $500 million, and likely 5 to 7 years in work. So really quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned also that this is a 30-year-old company. In 2024, why would you say to investors that this is a great entry point if they're thinking of investing in Star Diamond?
Well, look, a project this size, of which as I mentioned, there's nothing else on the planet, takes forever to put into production, no matter who's doing it. And 30 years is not really out of line, but we want to accelerate it forward now. And the rationale for this is we've got a perfect storm happening in the diamond market. Number one, we're coming out of a recessionary environment, which people just don't buy jewelry diamonds in. It just doesn't happen. Number two, we've got the implementation of sanctions on Russian diamonds. Russia supplies 30% of the world's production for diamond jewelry. It's totally a massive thing. Number three, ESG is very important here. Our project will be carbon neutral and possibly even carbon negative. You start putting all these things together with a turnaround in the diamond market, and look out, away we go.
That's really good to hear, Ewan. My last question to you is, what are next steps? Now that we've got this updated resource estimate, what are we looking forward to in the next few weeks and months for the company?
Well, now we got to walk the talk. We got to get some money raised through either royalty or streaming financing or debt bridge financing to allow us to complete the pre-feasibility study, which is $3 to $5 million, and then the final feasibility study, which is $5 to $10 million. That'll take about 2 years. So right now we're talking to a number of parties about generating a royalty off the project and perhaps possible debt bridge financing, which would get us where we need to be.
Great. Well, Ewan Mason from Star Diamond, thank you for being here. And for Inside the Boardroom watchers, make sure you subscribe on YouTube to get more content just like this one.